Oregon Ducks, the House of Loud, Autzen Stadium in Eugene. And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. So the Oregon Ducks offense will get the first crack at it here. And Jesse, they've got a quarterback that if he can get into a rhythm can certainly make plays for his team.
Here's the thing about him, too. He's not the most consistent guy, and he's not the most talented quarterback in the country, but when he's hot, he's really, really tough to stop, David. It's important they get this guy going early.
Yeah, and it's not just him. Like, the offense has to, around him, play well. They've got to protect him. Receivers have to make plays. The running game would be good to get going, so it's got to be a team effort because then he can really be at his best.
Offense in an empty set. Moore will throw. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
And sometimes the coverage is just great. And as a quarterback, you throw the football away or don't try to force it too tight into a window, and you just say, hey, defense won that rep, good coverage.
3rd and 6, and they'll need a big play here on this opening drive. From the gun, wants to pass. That one never had a chance. Incomplete.
Well, they try to throw for it there on 3rd down on the opening drive of the game. They don't get it, but let's punt the ball away. Let's trust our defense. And, guys, let's also trust this home field advantage and the crowd to get loud and make it real difficult on our opponent.
The Ducks decide to punt it away. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. He'll take it on the return. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. So Oklahoma State's offense will get the ball for the first time. Guys, if you listen closely, I think you can hear the jawing going already between this quarterback and wide receiver. What a matchup, Jesse, it's going to be between those two.
You know, so many people have already been talking about this individual one-on-one matchup, David.
Pass rush, going after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32.
And listen, the quarterback drops back, and he's going through his progressions. We see zone, but just couldn't do anything about it. This defensive line, this pressure, getting to the quarterback, getting him on the ground.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Back to pass on 2nd down. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
And that's your goal. Separate man from ball. Try to get your shoulder in there on the catch point and really give him something to think about. Physically jar that football and knock it out. Nice job by the defender.
The power of Autzen Stadium on full display. The House of Loud is deafening on this 3rd down. To throw, it's Flores. Caught over the middle, it's Fitzpatrick. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the 1st down.
First job for the QB a lot of times. Look at those safeties. Is it man or is it zone? Nice job. You could tell right away. He saw it was zone, understood where to go with the football, and that's why this offense had a positive game right away.
Punt is on its way. Special teams coming through as they pin them back. They'll mark it dead at the 10. 90 yards in front of them as they start the drive at their own 10. To the air on 1st down. And he'll be knocked down at the 2-yard line.
Well, the defense has the opponent backed up in their own end, and they are pinning their ears back, getting after the quarterback. You see the athleticism and the speed they have up front as they're able to notch that sack.
The Ducks trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Pulls it and fires to the left. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Under fire. He'll pull it down and run. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks.
Well, just nowhere to go there. And it started in the pocket. It was collapsing. Quarterback felt it. So he tried to get outside, make something happen himself, but give the defense tons of credit. Excellent job in pursuit. They're able to give up no gain.
They booted away on 4th down. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. Oklahoma State has it back and the offense is on the field. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around.
You want to make play calling easy for an offensive coordinator? Run the ball like that every play. I mean, when you can run that on 1st down and set up a short yardage on 2nd down, it makes play calling easy. Every single call on that sheet is available here on 2nd down.
The Cowboys can really attack on this 2nd and short. Quickly complete. He steps out of bounds, but it will be enough for a 1st down.
I'll tell you, QBs and receivers, they practice these out routes all week long. And you've got to anticipate. You've got to be comfortable throwing it before he gets out of his break. And they executed it perfectly right there to pick up that 1st.
They're lining up on 1st and 10 from the 38. Back to throw, it's Flores. Here's a hit. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43.
Well, that defender just was better in his one-on-one on the pass rush. He does a great job beating the offensive lineman to get to the QB.
And the Cowboys with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Trying play action. Throws to the wideout. Grabbed over the middle. It's Lloyd. They just gashed the defense on that one, and they've got it down to the 23.
This is a very tough slot receiver to cover if you're a linebacker because of how quick and how shifty he is. You never seem to know which way he's going, and he always seems to create an open space for his QB.
Wants to go up top on 1st down. Grab near the marker. It's Lloyd. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Cowboys!
Find my matchups out wide. I love a matchup with my wide receiver. I like my guy better than yours. Quarterback finds the matchup. The wide receiver catches the football, takes it into the end zone for 6.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And the PAT makes it 7-0. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they finish it off with a touchdown toss from the 23. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the run from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Moore to the air. It's incomplete, and he's lucky to get that one back. Almost intercepted.
And you've seen this formula work at all levels of football. You pressure the quarterback, his numbers start to drop. He's not as efficient. Nice job by the defense.
Final play of the quarter coming. From the gun, running back on the move. Not much of a gain there on the ground, and that will do it for the first quarter. We've reached a break. Oklahoma State is on top. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played one period. And they've swapped into the field, and we'll get it going in the second. So they had a chance to talk over this 3rd down play to open the period. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires one high and deep. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
You can just start to sense the frustration building for this offense after that incompletion. Right now, setting up fourth down. They haven't yet scored a touchdown. They just can't find a rhythm in this game. Obviously, the defense, the big reason for that. But if this offense wants a chance to win, they have got to start stringing some completions together and get this quarterback in a better rhythm.
They'll put the ball in play from their own 30-yard line. Looking for a gap. It's Brock. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Don't you love energetic defenses that fly around, that make things happen, the ones that get in the backfield, the running back tries to go somewhere. Where do you want him to go? There is nowhere to go. Nice job by the defense, creating the tackle for a loss on first down.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Quickly to the tight end. There he goes! Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
Tell you what, that was a lightning-fast decision. You could tell he knew what he wanted to do right away, makes the decision, but maybe his footwork wasn't a little bit good, and the pass wasn't where he wanted to put that thing. I know that.
Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Unloads quickly. Stadium this size makes so much noise. You can't hear yourself think on 3rd down here in Autzen. Gives it on the option. And the defense had its hands full, but they finally wrestle him down short of the first down. The Cowboys will call on their punt team. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Wants to return it. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. They'll put this one in play first snap of the drive from the 25. Quick completion on the out route. He works his way up to the 33 and is pushed out of bounds.
Nice job there. Good timing between the QB and the wide receiver executing that out route.
The Ducks in a good spot here with 2nd and short. From the gun, they'll try the middle. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Ducks are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. He'll do it himself. And he's brought down at the 40-yard line, and that'll be a first down.
I just love it when my quarterback knows situational football. They run the option. He understands. It's 4th and short. Like, I got to stick my nose in there, get north-south, and try to get that first down. I love when I have a quarterback that can do that.
The Ducks come to the line with a new set of downs. The give on the counter. And he'll pick up one. It brings up 2nd and 9.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now, listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Down to 2 minutes to play in the half. The referees signal for the 2-minute timeout. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. The RPO, fire complete to the left. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. The Ducks are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Moore will throw. It's complete to the left. Defense needs to regroup as he gets it down to the 26. He unleashed that one. Some serious spin rates and revolutions on that one.
Want to talk about velocity? How about the arm talent this kid has? I love watching him throw these curl routes. He's in rhythm, he takes his steps, and man, when he decides to pull the trigger, watch out.
Looking downfield on 1st down. Grabbed behind the line. It's Hughes. And they pick up just a few on that completion. You know, sometimes even a short game like that can be used to set up something bigger later on.
No doubt, Reese, they can pump that and take a shot down the field. And don't worry, they're going to go back to that same play because they know this guy with the ball in his hands is dangerous. He makes one guy miss, he can take it to the house.
Looking to go up top in times, running out in the half. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half.
And the slant is really a difficult route to defend against if you're a DB in man coverage, especially when you have no help on the inside. So if you're the offense and you continue seeing that coverage, you might as well keep attacking it just like that.
They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half.
You know, you're in the red zone. You bring out a bunch of tight ends on the field. So the defense, they were expecting a run on that one. They were physical, and they were able to force the negative play.
He makes a grab. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be 1st and goal. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have one remaining in the half. And backed up, 1st and goal. This defense fighting to hold the lead and carry it to the locker room. Touchdown, Ducks! How about this back staying on track and getting it in on the option?
That's a great job of just trusting your offensive line to get it done, scoring the touchdown. An extra point's going to tie this thing up right before halftime. And after that run, I think they're going to feel more confident running it in the second half.
The extra point here would tie the game. And they pick up the extra point. Kicker knocked it right down the middle. 75 yards on the touchdown drive. And finished the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. On the move from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They'll get a chance to work on that hurry-up offense here in the final minute of the first half. The give to the back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
Clock winding towards 0. They'll get one more snap off. Off the bootleg and rolling out. Wide open downfield. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Guys, after seeing that, sign me up for another 2 quarters there in Eugene. And that defense has to feel like it just played about as close to a perfect first half as it can play. And who am I to argue? I mean, check out that scoreboard. Bone-crushing hits and an airtight secondary. Feels like they have 12, 13 dudes out there against that offense, which needs a real pick-me-up and fast. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Autzen Stadium.
And the Ducks will kick it away to crank up the second half. He'll start the return inside his 5. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. They keep it on the ground to open the third. Pushes ahead for 2. They'll mark it at the 17. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Looking downfield, it's Flores. Makes the catch. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down.
And I tell you what, when you run those little fellas on the slants, they got to win at the line of scrimmage. Right now, they got to make sure those DBs don't get their hands on them so they can create a little bit of space because they're not as big of a target. Nice job winning right on the line of scrimmage to make the catch.
Here's the handoff. Finding open areas. Runs ahead and powers his way for 4 yards out to the 30.
See, they need more runs like that. It's been so few and far between. Defensively, they've been in position. They've been winning their one-on-one battles, getting off of blocks and rallying to the ball carrier. This defense has done a nice job slowing down the run game thus far.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Got it in the middle, it's Fitzpatrick. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with the first down.
That is an excellent throw by the quarterback, finding the window between the zones and delivering that ball on time.
And the Cowboys are moving quickly down the field. Looking to throw on first down. Got a man, it's Freeman.
I'll tell you, for this defense, they're going to have to find a way to bracket this slot receiver because of how athletic he is. They're going to need to make sure they've got linebackers and DBs surrounding this guy at all times.
The Cowboys with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Now the play fake. Caught in the backfield, it's Hammond. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
And that just shows you the team speed this defense has. As soon as they identify who's got the ball, they are around and surrounding that ball carrier so quickly.
The power of Autzen Stadium on full display. The house of loud is deafening on this third down. Looking deep down the right side. Got it! They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down.
And how about the big strike down the field? I love when offenses take shots down the field, try to make big plays. Now they're set up in the red zone.
The explosive play set the table. Now they got to serve the feast. They'll use the running game on 1st and goal. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Yeah, what a great job by the defense. You got to understand, it's physical time, right? They want to run the football when they start getting inside the 5. Nice job getting penetration, getting the tackle for the loss.
Now 2nd and goal, and right in the teeth of this noise. Wants to throw, it's Flores. Looking to the end zone. Touchdown, Cowboys! And that one will put them up here in the second half.
Really nice job by the quarterback there of just letting the play develop. He had his eyes down the middle of the field, and I think when he saw that deep middle area vacated, he said to himself, I've got a guy running right into that area. I'm throwing this thing on time, and this is going to be a touchdown. And that's exactly what happened.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. So a drive there of 85 yards, and they finish it up with a 3-yard scoring toss. The Kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. This drive will start from the 19-yard line. Just gets it to the 28, pickup of 1.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Here's the pressure. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10.
Well, this offense keeps giving up sacks, and they keep finding themselves in situations like this, 3rd and long right now. They don't have many points in this game, and this is a big reason why. It's hard to score if you don't keep the 3rd downs manageable. So moving forward, whether it's running the football on 1st and 2nd or throwing short passes earlier in the drives, they've got to change things up because taking sacks like this is killing this offense.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Unleashes 1. Complete to the right. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. They'll keep this drive moving by picking up the 1st down. They have it at the 36.
Yeah, and I love the timing routes. A nice curl route, great throw, and then catch the ball, get north-south, and get some good yards after the catch.
The Ducks come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Leaves it with the back. He's going to lose a yard on that one. Man, what a spectacular play by that defensive end to come up with the tackle there.
And you see those guys get off the football so fast. Most of these guys are 250 to 275 pounds, but they get off the ball fast, low. And the offensive linemen, they have no chance to stop those guys as quick and as fast as they are.
Guys, that's the end of the quarter, and Oklahoma State has the lead here. They've done the work to build a nice cushion. Now to bring it home as we check out the stats after 3 quarters. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. They had a chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on 2nd down. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. Snowed under by the defense.
Well, the defense wasn't expecting that. They had a lot of guys back into coverage. That was 2nd and a lot of yards to go, and they got caught off guard. Not enough guys in the box to control that running back.
The Ducks really need to keep this drive alive on 3rd down. They'll try to run for it. They'll stop him short on 3rd down, and this defense trying to make sure they stay on top.
Big moment here for the defense. Can you come up with one more stop? You've got the lead. It's 4th and short. You're kind of in no man's land, so you're expecting them to go for it. If you can get off the field right here, you can win this game.
On the snap, it's Hughes. He'll take it himself. Stop short of the marker. And they stop for this defense, and they get the ball back. Dropping back, it's Flores. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49.
And that's not how you want to start a drive. On the very first play, you give up a sack and you lose a ton of yards. Quarterback, you've got to know, just throw the ball away, know when the play is over.
And the Cowboys have put themselves in dire straits after that last play at 2nd and a mile. Sends it back in motion. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Caught behind the line. It's Brock. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the 1st.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in a game like this, right, you still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense is doing.
These fans stepping up to help this defense on 3rd down. They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. Offense took a little bit too much time at the line there. How can a stadium this size make so much noise? You can't hear yourself think on third down here in Austin.
And that's a really good stop by this defense. This is when you need it the most. You know they're running the football. You got to be physical. You got to get the ball back when you're trailing. Get the ball back to your offense. Nice stop on third down.
The Cowboys send out the punt unit. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. And they'll let that one go, and it'll roll out of bounds. Let's see how aggressive this defensive coordinator is with the lead and just a few minutes left. The run from the shotgun. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
And this offense on first down, man, they go backwards. And they've built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
From the gun, running back gets to give. He kept those legs moving, got 3 out to the 19. The offense has plenty of time, and this defense trying to dig in and get one more stop and hang on to this lead. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Gets the back moving. Moore to the air. A deep throw as the clock winds down. Makes the catch on the left. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
And the Ducks have it with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, the inside give. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And this offense doesn't have very many runs left in them. They try to sneak in the run. Nice job by the defense making the tackle. But they've got to try to maximize their time, maximize their plays to try to get some points on the board.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
Well, I understand they're trying to catch the defense off guard by running the football, expecting them to be in some kind of zone coverage, but you're trailing late in the game. You're going to have to throw to win it, and that's what I'd expect them to do on this next play.
The Ducks line up, trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the big fella. Now well within striking distance as that 3rd down play gets him a 1st at the 29.
It's a nice job by the tight end. They're just whipping his head around. They didn't need that many yards, so that's an easy completion. You get the 1st down.
Big drive for this offense late, trying to tie the game. They pieced together a couple of 1st downs, and here they come again. Lost a throw on 1st down. Makes the grab. It's Moore. The offense gets a quick timeout. At this point, every second is precious. The Ducks with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. Moore will throw. He's got his man. Makes the grab. Gets it inside the 5, down to the 4, and it'll be 1st and goal.
You can tell this quarterback and these wide receivers are on the same page. Quick read, quick throw, quick success.
He's looking to throw. Trying to barrel in. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible. 2nd and goal coming up. And he takes it in for a score. Touchdown, Oregon.
execution. That is how it's done late in the football game now. All you need is that extra point. Bring the kicker out there. This is what you do, just like practice. Knock it through the uprights, tie this football game, and we might be looking at overtime soon.
Big point after here, looking for the tie late. And no problem on that extra point, and we have a tie ball game here in the fourth. So a scoring drive there of 83 yards, and they've got it locked up in the final minute after the touchdown and extra point. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
Using his legs, it's Brock. And this play will be for no gain, and that is going to do it. Final play of the fourth quarter. All right, guys, so here we go in overtime, and just to refresh everyone's memory, alternating possession starting on the opponent's 25.
And it's so nice to be on defense first, just to set the tone, to understand what you need. Try to hold them to a field goal. The offense knows they can do their job to go out and get a win. Just 2 possessions, Palmer, like you got to be at your best.
Yeah, and I love the new rules, too, because in the third overtime possession, it goes to alternating 2-point plays, back and forth. Who's got anything left in the tank here in OT?
They've got it 1st and 10 from the 25. To the ground, he's got it again. Blast his way ahead, but not much room. A pickup of 1 to the 24. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. The give out of the gun. He'll be forced out of bounds. They'll mark it at the 13.
And you see him consistently sticking with the run, staying balanced. As you get closer to the goal line, you're thinking the field starts to shrink. Now, do I have a jump ball wide receiver out wide I can throw the football to? How am I going to find that extra space and take care of the football while doing it?
Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Under heat, and he gets rid of it. Good job to avoid the negative play and just get rid of that thing.
Well, they tried to go play action on that one to see if they could freeze the defense, but a great job getting to the quarterback, not being fooled by it, and forcing the incompletion.
Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the 1st down without getting it into the end zone. Looking to throw, it's Flores. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion?
You know, it's so important for corners to be able to transition, right? You got to have real loose hips. You got to be able to change direction on a dime. And in zone coverage, when you see the ball thrown, you can break on it and force incompletions like that.
The power of Autzen Stadium on full display. The House of Loud is deafening on this 3rd down. He's dragged down at the 12. Chip shot field goal range, but might they go for it here on 4th down? So they'll send out the field goal team to try to take the lead here in overtime. Kick is good. The offense has 3 points to show for the drive. And with that field goal, they now have the lead. Down by 3, it's their turn here in overtime. A touchdown will win it. Here's 1st down. grabbed in the backfield. It's Moore. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion. And the Ducks have pushed it inside the 20. Using his legs, it's Hughes. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive.
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the ground. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
Going to the ground. It continues to be a long day as they are just swarming every time he gets the ball.
Well, they want to come out and try to get the run game established, but up front defensively, they made a play. They gave up nothing on that one.
Got to find some breathing room if you're going to establish yourself on the ground, and there wasn't any that time.
Yeah, Reese, I wonder now if this offense is maybe going to try to get to the perimeter of the field and see if they can use their speed to hurt this defense.
Looking for the score! Oh, and he dropped it. He had a touchdown right in his hands and couldn't hang on. It'll be 4th down.
Once you start to get down here towards the goal line, it's so much more difficult to throw the football, and you really want to stretch the defense sideline to sideline and use your speed and take advantage of the grass when you see it. They try to take a little bit of a shot down the field unsuccessfully. Nice job by this defense.
This kicker is going to need nerves of steel on this one. He knocks it through for 3 and will play on. Another overtime period coming. One extra period didn't get it done, and we start the second OT. They'll leave it with him. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, there was just nowhere to go for the runner on that last play. Just way too much penetration up front, and as a result, they lose yardage.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. The inside handoff. Picks up the first down, still moving. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Well, he was able to gash him on that play. You just give this guy 1 inch, one little crease. He puts his foot in the ground, and he gets north fast.
Solid run on the last play, sets this offense up on 1st down. On the run, it's Hughes. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. On the option. They'll go to the ground. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go.
Offside, defense.
Offense will take that. Free 5 yards every time. Bad discipline by the defense.
He leaves it with his back. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Yeah, they're just going to need more push up front. There was nowhere for that running back to go. The offensive line got moved right back into his lap, and as a result, they lose yards on that play.
Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big 3rd down in the red zone. Moore to the air. Here comes the heat. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
Well, on 3rd and short and field goal range, they dial up the pass play. Quarterback was trying to get through his progressions. There was just simply nobody open. Couldn't make an accurate enough throw. Ball falls incomplete. Now setting up a big decision here on 4th down.
Defense will call a timeout. They got a peek at the formation. Want to make sure they're in the right call on this big down here in overtime. So on 4th down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. Splits the uprights, and now they have a 3-point lead here in OT. play fake on first down, wants to throw. Just a short pass to the tight end. And the ball's loose. And the defense got it. It's a seam wide open.
And that's a huge play by the defense. Great job and great effort getting to the ball carrier and swatting at the football, knocking it out, and then following it up for a massive fumble recovery.